Good morning, everyone. Here it is, another Tuesday, and time for our weekly Terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in the beautiful state of Colorado. We're in a rural town about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. So today, I totally missed out on Christmas in July. It's just not something I normally do. And I didn't get it done this year. So today we're going to do a Christmas card. Hold on 1 minute, I just dropped all my paper on the floor. Sorry about that. Okay, so this card is, well, it's kind of a two-in-one. It is a card, a beautiful Christmas card, fun Christmas card. And then it is also a gift card holder. And I'm gearing up for craft fair season, and one of my top sellers is always different kinds of gift card holders, and so I'm always on the lookout for a new design, and I kind of like this one. You have this little card on the front, and inside you have your gift card holder and a little saying. Now you could leave this part off and totally not do it as a gift card holder if you so wish, but I need lots of them, so I'm getting started. So here's the papers that we're using. This is, these are all, just about everything we're using. I think everything we're using is out of the new June to December mini catalog, and I think all of you should pretty much have your copies by now. This is the Santa Express Designer Series paper. We're using several different patterns from here. You get 6 sheets with 2 different designs, and you get 2 sheets of each one. So we're using this one for our envelope, and on the back it has the pretty green snowflake. Here's ones for packages. And this one we're using, this is our paper for the front of our card. This is the cabooses, and we're using this on the inside for our gift card holder piece. This is the red snowflake, and that's what we're using on the front of our card. And on the back is, this is very pretty, but we're not using that one. This one is Santa, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus together. We're not using that one. And then this one is the engine, and we are using this one. And the really cool thing about this piece, one of the framelits that we're using, one of the bundles we're using, is the Santa's Delivery Bundle, which comes with the Santa's Train dies. And what's so neat about this one is our little train on the front of our card is actually from this sheet of Designer Series paper. But what's neat is one of the dies in this Santa's Train dies cuts out these little things. So there's also stamps that you can stamp and cut them out. But this was really a neat way to do it, and so I thought we would try that. I don't think I've ever really made a card doing that. So that's what we're doing today. That is all of the papers that we have in that pack. It's a very cute pack of paper. And so, as I said, we're using the Santa's Delivery and the Santa's Train dies. This is a bundle, and as usual, if you decide you'd like to order something, you get 10% discount off the bundles. You can go to my online store, which is sherrymini.stampinup.net, to order, and I will have pictures and all the details on my blog at simplylovestampin.com. In addition to that, we are using very best occasion stamp sets. Has some very nice greetings, some Christmas and some not, and we're actually using this one here for our card. Additional dies that we're using are the layering circles dies, and we're cutting out the little scallop circle red glimmer out of the real red and white glimmer paper. This is really very nice paper if you like glimmer and it doesn't shed. So you don't end up with glitter all over your hands, your face, and everywhere else. So it comes in red and a really pretty white. And so that's what we're cutting this out with. And we are again using the number 6 die in the scallop circles. As I told you, I always start labeling them in sequence. And so number 6 is what we're using today. And then for our little greeting on our card, we're using the Fabulous Frames dies. So I think... Oh, and for our ink, we are just using the black Memento, and then we're just using some red rhinestones. There are red rhinestones in the annual catalog. And I think that's everything that we're using today. So to get started, in your packet, you'll have quite a bit of paper in your packet, but this is not hard. There's just pieces, quite a few pieces. So we will, of course, start out with our card base. This is Poppy Parade. It measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Looks like I have a little bit of something on there. Okay, you'll have another piece of Poppy Parade. This one measures 4 1/4 by, I'm sorry, that's not right. I've got you messed up here. This is 4 1/4 by 6, scored at 3. We have basic white. This 4 by 5 1/4 is for the inside, and I'm sorry I'm off camera a little bit. Then you have a piece for the inside of our little gift card holder. This one measures 2 3/4 by 4, and then we have a little piece, just a scrap for our sentiment on the front of our card. Then for the designer, for the red glimmer, you have a piece that is 3 by 3, and this is what we'll cut out the scallop circle with. Sorry, I can't find my words today for some reason. And I have already done that, so we don't have to bring in the machine. And then I have another piece that's 3/4 by 4, and that's to put on the inside of our card. We have the little train that we cut out. We have a piece of designer series paper. This is going to hold your gift card piece, and this measures, let's see, what does this measure? 2 3/4 by 4. We have a piece for the front. This measures, should have written this on this. This is 2 3/4 by 4. Guess those are this, no, yeah. And then we have just a little piece, it's a 1/2 inch by 4. And then this is the front layer, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this is what we're going to use for our envelope. So I think we're set with everything. So let's start off first of all doing our stamping, and then we can start assembling. This one, we do not stamp anything on this. It's just going to have designer series paper. This one is for our inside, and I actually have mounted on my Stamparatus the stamp. I like this saying, with a little more sparkle and a little less stress. Let's make this Christmas the very best. And I think we could all handle a little less stress in the holiday season. Okay, and then I'm going to put a stamp set under here just so that it can be the same level for inking. And once again, I keep forgetting to bring my Debbie tool in here to make it easier to stamp, but we'll just, I did find that since this is such a fine font, I did stamp this a couple of times just to make sure. I wanted it dark enough that you could read it very easily. So I did stamp it, ink it twice and stamp it. Okay, there we go. And let's see, that's all we're using the Stamparatus for, so we will put it back. We will take our little basic white scrap. We will ink up Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and since this is photopolymer, I am going to use my little mat thing that makes it, gives you a little cushion for photopolymer stamps. Make sure that I get this. Oops, I got something on here. Let's see if I can get that off. That will not turn out very well. Just a little piece of paper. Looks like. Get off my. Okay. This does not want to come off my pokey tool. And I don't want to touch it with my fingers because you know what happens then. I have an ink splotch on my set paper. Oh golly, there's just all kinds of little pieces of paper on here. Okay, we're going to stamp this somewhat in the middle. and that says Santa Claus is coming to town. And then what we will do is we'll take our fabulous frames dies, and we will take out this little one right here in the middle, which is very cute. And then we'll just, it just is a perfect fit. And then we will run it through our die cutting machine, and I already have done that. So we have one here somewhere if I can find it. Oh, please tell me it's here. Well, if not, I can cut another one, but I really didn't want to. Oh, here it is, right here. So this is what we'll have when we get done with that. And I'll save that for another card. I've already cut out this circle, so that is done. And the only other stamping we have to do is on this piece, and that's going to go in the center of our little gift card holder. And it says, Elf approved and sleigh delivered. Some of the sayings in this are such cute sayings. I really do like them. Okay, let's see if I can get this straight enough that it'll work. Don't look like I have it very well inked. We'll try again. Okay. Just let it sit there for a few minutes, just a slight pressure on it. There we go. And then the only other thing we have left to do is stamp our envelope. And I have a little stamp here that says ho, ho, ho. And I thought that was cute, so that's what we're going to stamp on the front of our envelope. Okay, stamping is all done. Put the lid on my ink. Get my green cap glue out here because we will be using that. To start off with, I think we'll put, excuse me, I have my froggy throat this morning. So I'm just going to put this little piece of designer series paper on the bottom here. And to do that, I just run a fine bead of glue along the bottom. Stick this on here. Push it down. Then we can take our gift card holder piece for the front, and we can put down our designer series paper for the front of that. Need that. Okay, here we go. Just kind of get it somewhat even as far as the borders front on each side and top and bottom, and sort of straight. And then we can take this and put it on the inside of that piece. I imagine some of you have gotten lots and lots of rain. I know Brighton got dumped on. I just don't understand why here on this hill and in Keensburg we are not getting any rain. And boy, we need it so desperately. Okay, then the last thing to finish up this piece, except for the front, is we need to put on our little piece for the gift card holder. And so what you want to do is you're going to, of course, leave the top open so you can stick your card in there. And make sure I got this the right side up. I don't know if it really matters, but anyway. Then we're just going to take a thin bead of glue along the bottom and two sides. I use glue because it dries completely. If you sometimes adhesive will stay a little bit tacky and then your card gets stuck. However, this one, since you're putting the card in the long ways, it's not too bad. And there I just got a bunch of glue that I did not want on the side. And then what you do is you take your gift card and you just stick it right there in that little pocket. Super cute. Okay. So that piece is almost done. We'll put our front piece on when we stick it down. Pardon me, I'll take a drink, maybe that'll help. Okay, so for the card base, we have this piece of designer series paper that's going to go right on the front. And we'll just run some adhesive along the edges. And we'll take this. And again, we're going to try to get the borders somewhat even and sort of straight. Oops. A little bit harder when it's red on red. It's hard to kind of see what all's going on here, but I need to get this moved over just a little bit. If I hurry, I should be able to get that accomplished. There we go. Okay, takes care of that. We'll take our inside piece, and I'm going to put some glue along the bottom here to put our glimmer paper on. I raised this one up a little bit and had a little bit of white showing at the bottom, but it's your choice to do it however you would like. I kind of go back and forth. One time I do that, the next time I don't. Might be fun if you're in the mood to color in the little, totally forgotten what you call them. Holly, the little hollies and the berry. So then we're going to take this and put it on the inside. Like I say, it's really not a very difficult card. There's some pieces and it does take a little bit of cutting time, but overall it's not bad at all. And I'm planning on making maybe 15 to 20 of them for my season of craft shows. I really think this will be my last year to do craft shows. It's getting to be, all my helpers, which were my grandchildren, they're all in college now, and it's really hard for me to do some of it all by myself. My husband is very willing to help me load and get everything over to the fairgrounds, but he's not going to sit around all day with me. He can't sit still that long. So now that I've got that on there, I'm going to redo my... Okay, now the next thing we have to do is we're going to take this, and I'm going to use the green glue to attach this to the front so that I can move it around. Plus, it's a little sturdier. It'll hold better, and people are going to be opening and closing this. I don't want it to pull off the front of my card. So I am going to take this and put glue on this. Get it in the corners. Okay. And then we just kind of center this in the middle of our card with as even of borders as we possibly can. I usually hold it up in front of me so that I can look at it and see if I have it somewhat straight. And I will just push it down. Okay, and then the only thing we really have left to do is to build our little train. Now I'm going to glue this with the green cap glue on here because it does hold. It does take it a little while to set up, so it is possible that it won't be set up by the time I get ready to put it on, but that's what I recommend. That, or you can also use, well, even glue dots. It's just things that pick up the glitter. It doesn't want to hold. So I just use this and I just let it sit and I don't mess with it for a while, and then it usually works out quite well. Okay. Okay, and then I did pop this up with dimensionals. So we have a little bit of extra dimension on the front. Try not to wiggle my little train too much in case it's not dry. I don't want it to get off center. Take these off. I put it up a little higher so that I have room on my card for my little saying. Stick that on. Then we'll take our little Santa Claus is coming to town, and we will again use green cap glue. And I just put it at the bottom and kind of centered it under my little train. Then I took my red rhinestones and I took some of the red ones. These are actually retired, so they look a little different than the ones that are in the catalog. The ones in the catalog are just all red, but I have these to use up, so I thought I'll just use those up. Okay, that takes care of that. Then the only other thing we have left to do is to put our, what did I do? Oh, I got some glue on there. We'll take our envelope, and we have all done this numerous times. We'll just put a little glue across the top. Boy, my glue does not want to come out this morning. Again, just a very fine line of glue, and it always looks like on the camera, through the camera, it looks like there's way more than what I'm putting on, but I just have the faintest of lines of glue on here because otherwise, you know what happens, you end up with glue everywhere. Make sure you got this oriented in the right direction. I'll put it on there. Right at the crease, right at the score line, and then I kind of go like this to make sure I get it on the top. Make sure it has a chance to grab. Turn it over. Trim it even with the flap of your envelope. Well, it's hard to believe kids are almost ready to go back to school. I don't know. It seems like maybe it's just me, but it seems like they start earlier every year. I don't think they have much of a chance to have that long of a summer anymore. And there we go. So here is our card that I made for a sample, along with the gift card. And here is the card that we did this morning. So again, I want to thank each of you for taking a few moments to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.